Hello, fellow wood chopperoos. Chad here. Hey, in today's episode, I'm going to show you how to make this beautifully hand-carved wooden box. Now, I'm an admirer of Peter Flansby's work. He'll make reproduction 17th century style boxes, and so this is kind of like my version of what he does. We're going to have hand-carved pieces all around on it, as well as some chip carving and some fan carving. It also has the forged nails put in it. Now, the majority of this is going to be built with hand tools. You can probably use the power tools if you wish, but I'm trying to do it mostly in the style that Peter would. But there are a couple of cuts that I'm going to use my table saw for, and for that, we should take a tip from Safety Dan.
Oh, hey, always make sure that you wear your hearing protection and safety glasses.
The first step, obviously, to build your box is get yourself some wood. Doesn't matter what height or length you want to make it, just get a board and make sure it's flat and true. Now, after you cut your pieces to the size you want, we're going to mark off an area that we're going to rabbet on the ends of the front and back pieces. Now, these are the thicknesses of the side, and then I just roughly kind of marked it about half of the board's length. Use a marking gauge to set this up, and then we'll cut it out. Now, cutting these out isn't all that hard. Yeah, you could use your table saw with a stacked dado, but I'm going to use a hand saw, a hand plane, a chisel, and a bench hook. Let's go. Saw down to your mark. Next, we'll chisel it. Using your chisel, go across the piece and get almost to your line. When we get there, we'll stop and use the hand plane. Now then, what I'm going to use to finish cleaning this up is this old Stanley hand plane in number 45. It's a combination plane. Also, too, I put a little sacrificial piece of wood back here so when the hand plane goes through, it doesn't bust out the wood grain on the end. Doesn't take much. Now it's nice and square. This might be a little hard to see. I have a line at the top and a line at the bottom. It doesn't really matter what these measurements are. You just pick a measurement and stick with it. From there, from this line and that line then, I want to find the exact center and draw a line. Also, I want to find the center of the board and draw the line. Let's go to the next step. From there, we're going to do a series of arches going across it. And you're just going to use one of these simple compasses, you know, like you would back in school. Chad Stanton, are you paying attention? Yes, Mrs. Lawrenceburg.
Hey, give me your lunch money.
No! So here's how we do the arch. I'm going to start right there in the center. I'm going to draw a half circle. From where the half circle landed then, that's where I'm going to put my point. And I'll draw another half circle. And you're going to keep doing this all the way across the board. After you did your first set of arches, make the compass a little bit smaller and do the same thing all over again. Alright, more lines. We're just going to draw our straight lines now, connecting all these points going through. Okay? Yeah, now I got all these series of little arches in there. There's nothing really scientific to this, but let me show you what I'm doing. Okay, I'm going to take my compass and I changed the setting on this. Basically, I put it at this point, and right where it comes there, and I make an arch. Alright, and then I'm going to come down on this straight line. I'm going to move it on the straight line until I come to this point and make another arch. Alright, here's your boards with all the lines drawn on it. That is a lot of lines. Kind of hurt my eyes. Maybe I need glasses.
Has anybody seen my glasses? Oh, here they are.
To make this section, or to carve this part out, what I do is I'll take my chisel, my gouge, and I put it on an angle and strike it to get it deep into that corner. Then the rest is just a matter of slowly digging down until you get it all out. Okay, did you get all these carved out? No? Alright, I'll wait. Now that you got that middle curve section done, we're next going to move on to the triangles. And this we're going to use with our chip carving knife. Just like before in the other video, except it's going to be a lot deeper and a lot harder. So make sure your blade is good and sharp. And I'm going to show you a little way we can cheat a little bit to make it easier to cut out. With our chip carving knife angled, we're going to make a series of cuts on this until you can make it deep enough to pop one of these out. But because this goes so deep, it's really hard to do with just the knife. So kind of a way I'll cheat, I'll use my same gouge, and right near the middle of this triangle, I'll take some relief cuts with it. Now you got to be careful you don't go too deep with this. We don't want to go deeper than what our knife is actually going to be cutting to, but this definitely will make it a whole lot easier to break the wood away when we carve. Well, you're not done with your box, but we are done with part 1 of our carved box series. In part 2, we're going to work on some chip carving as well as the forged nails and put the bottom on. Why don't you come back now?